I am really addicted to this and I am really okay with that. Today we're playing as the shirtless Elliot. Because he doesn't wear a shirt, he does double damage, but he also takes double damage, which is perfect for us. So then it's just a matter of finding the right starting relic and we'll be off to the races. So here's a top tier relic right at the beginning. When getting a new arrow, upgrade it once automatically. Yes. That obviously speaks for itself, because we can take basically any arrow and it's going to start out pretty strong. To begin, we're going to fire a red arrow with only 4 piercing at that slime, which isn't enough to get to him. We're going to follow that up with the reflection arrow. Gives you 1 reflection when fired. I actually like the sound of that, because now when the next idiot fires at me, he should reflect back at himself. We should all do a little reflection now and then. I'm going to fire something like this, just kind of destroy as many things as I can, because we need all that gold and everything anyway. Plus, if we land debris in them, the debris does actually hurt them a lot. I don't know where my reflection went, but it doesn't matter. Here you go. Man, you really need that piercing. Without it, it gets much harder. Probably should have fired a different arrow, but we managed to get just the edge of him. What we did just find was a piercing arrow tier 3. So that's not going to get upgraded because it can't, but it's max level. It has 15 piercing, gives weakness 30 to enemies when hit, and gives you gold piercing 2 when fired. So that's going to add 2 piercing every turn. So if we don't have a lot of arrows, that's actually going to be a big deal for us. Now we're also going to give the one about reflection. So it's now tier 3, so it gives you reflection 3 when fired. So if we save up some money and go to a shop, we're going to start removing some of the arrows and we're going to get a really funny build. Before doing that, we're going to do some gambling. We're going to go talk to Gordon the chef. He wants a fish, so we need to spear a fish next time we're in battle. Then we're going to go for a heavy gambling route. There's got to be some good stuff down in there somewhere. You know, I already forgot I give and take double damage. Ooh, plus 2 piercing to all arrows is actually hugely helpful for us right now. So we're going to continue gambling more relics. Now we come to see Emily, who needs to thresh some wheat. Yes. I will take a relic. You'll take 20 coins. We'll get over this. But we got watermelon. Yeah, 10 max HP is fine. Not the most helpful, not the worst. More gambling.
I'm experimenting with new ingredients from the cave. Could you give me an arrow?
Do I get to pick the arrow? I don't remember. Nope, not worth the risk. If you took the wrong arrow, that would actually be a big step backwards. I currently have $0, so I don't think I need to aim for the shop. Although we can go around the elite battle if we go that way, so let's go that way. We have an elite battle immediately, though. And that happens to be a mimic? Mimics are elite battles. Okay, oh yeah, and there's the fish over there I need to try and spear if I can. Gonna be a little bit hard to get there. Okay, I'm going to start with the wooden arrow here because I need to try and knock out some of the green stuff so I can land debris on the idiot's head. Oh, also the reflection. So once we fire this off, we'll get big reflection. So hopefully he's much less able to hit us. Oh, we killed him with debris anyway. Forgot to get the fish, but it was going to be hard to get the fish. Okay, here's another top tier relic already. Buff platform spawn rate is multiplied by 2. Yes. And as I said, we're going to take this route for hopefully a straight up relic. Target amulet is fun. All enemies start with target 2, so damage from arrows are multiplied by 1.25 on this enemy. So they're going to take lots of extra damage, and we're already dealing double damage. So we'll hopefully be one-shotting things. We just need to be sure we have enough piercing to actually bust through. He needs help hitting this metal. Yes, we get a relic for doing that. We're going to lose 15 HP, but we can spare it because we're super tough. We got a healing hammer. Spawn 5 more healing platforms each combat. So that should be double thanks to my other relics, so we're going to get 10 healing platforms, which is probably the kind of thing I should pay more attention to, so we'll try and keep an eye out for those. Oh, the fish came back. That's great. All right, since we got to fight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, we're going to start with the reflection arrow. Does it make sense to start with him? It probably does. Off you go. We got reflection anyway, so whoever attacks us is going to get reflected upon. There's also the piercing arrow. I'm going to drive that through to these guys. Trying to. There's a lot of armor inside the horse. But that also gave us gold piercing, so every turn now we get extra piercing, which is just going to cumulatively add up. I suspect Gandalf over there is going to be the biggest problem here, so we're going to try and punch through to him as quick as we can, but I'm pretty sure these are also healing platforms if I need some HP. So if I really felt so inclined, I could land an arrow, probably something like that. I want to also get that fish, but I needed to hop out from being stuck in behind that guy. I will inevitably get impatient and just try and land this down, something like that, and we're just going to hopefully land debris on people and things. We killed the wizard, that's all that matters. Now the fish comes out. We can actually fire this gold arrow consecutively too. Where did the fish go? The fish left me. Nope, there it is. So actually, if it's trapped against the wall, that makes it a pretty reliable shot, because it's going to be pretty hard to hit otherwise, especially when I can't see it. We might just have to guess at hitting that thing, yeah, especially if it's going to jump like that. There's no way I'm hitting that fish right now. we're gonna aim for him. But if I just got pure piercing arrows, or like 9 piercing arrows and 1 regular arrow, our piercing would go like we go through time and space itself. We're gonna try and go for that fish sort of like this. Oh, we actually hit it. That was hugely long odds. Should go buy a lottery ticket for that. Anyways, let's kill that man and move on. The arrows were a bunch of garbage, so we're going to run along in our underwear to give this guy the fish. And look, we have to use a crane to bring it up to him, like there's not a perfectly working staircase beside us. Oh, and we got peas. We're going to heal 5 HP for every 15 platforms destroyed. That's hugely good. And then it's right back to work. We're going to start with the piercing arrow because these guys are going to be pretty hard to reach otherwise, and we're going to start building up our piercing more anyway. So we'll just launch that one somewhere up there. Oh, we did actually drive that one into him. The enemies can and will do a lot of damage, so we definitely need to keep up some shield and armor and stuff. But we're also going to get reflect on this. And I don't need reflect to necessarily do a lot of damage to them. I just need it to not do damage to me. This should kill him fairly easily. Spider has 150 HP, but he also takes extra damage. Gonna be a little bit hard to reach. But we'll fire something like that because then we hit all sorts of different things. That gave us healing and definitely lots of strength. And our piercing is actually getting a long ways up. So we may be able to just break platforms until we're way overpowered. I'm going to actually save my money for now, because when we hit a shop, I do want to be able to remove some arrows. So if we wanted to do that, we'd have to go here, but then we get 3 relics in a row. Oh, it seems silly not to do that. Then we have to fight the bat. Look at all the coins and platforms on that thing, though. We're going to get such an advantage out of this as long as our arrows have decent piercing. Gonna try and land something like that. I just want to get some coins and money. I might as well. Plus, we're going to start with the piercing arrow. If we fire right, say there, that gave us a whole bunch of coins. Plus, that's going to give us +2 piercing every time we reload. Look at all the coins up there, too. There's so many coins everywhere. That was 5 coins right by itself. I'm going to turn Reflect on with this, so these guys won't really be able to hurt me that much for a minute. So I'm trying to decide where I can make the most money with this. Probably up there. We reflected both of their attacks anyway, so we're really not that worried about them. Then I think we can probably mostly finish them off. We're up to 46 coins, so that's enough to remove arrows or buy something fun. In saying that, we could probably get some more coins if we time this arrow properly. Yeah, let's try that. Oh, we accidentally killed the bat as well. Do we want gold sword arrow? I think we probably do. That only costs 5. We're going to take that, so that's going to add strength every turn, which means the longer we play for, the stronger we get. But we need to keep heading for the shop, and I think we're going to try an elite on the way there because we'll probably get a better reward. Now we got to fight a bunch of pirates. So the best way to do this is maybe going to be to go down to him down below. Oh, we actually hit him with that. That's fantastic. They're going to start to drop me the useless bombs, so let's try not to let them get away with that. Let's fire an arrow like that to kill more platforms. That took one of the pirates away. Cannonball arrows, we're just going to fire like that. We might as well get some coins and whatever out of the deal. Ooh, the gold sword arrow. This will be a good one. I should have paid more attention to the piercing on it, but we're going to try there. We got him. Now we're going to have 20 strength at the start of every turn. So between that and the piercing we're going to build up, yeah, we just need to remove a few arrows and we're going to be laughably strong. It's going to be hard to reach him. No, it will not. I thought it was going to be much harder. We did reflected on him as well. With the bomb arrow, we're going to try and hit a healing platform or 2 or 3. That's going to put us back to full health. I really could farm these levels better and get more coins. We took advantage a little bit there. We're going to get Refined Emerald, have more chance to have better arrows in reward. So then we're going to go down to the elite. Hopefully we don't regret this. Oh, it's just a mimic. Basically nature's idiot. So we're going to pass through there, drop a giant thing on his head, and then we got 3 reflect. So if he attacks, he'll take big damage back. We're just going to go ahead and cut through... Wow, I can't believe that didn't break. I was hoping to drop that on his head. But if we fire the sword arrow... Still not a lot of debris hitting him, but we're reflecting his own attacks back. But if I fire something there, do I hit him? What hit me? How did I get hit there? I fired arrows straight up. Ooh, give 5 coins every time your quiver is reloaded. That will pay for itself, because I plan on having a high reload build. Now it's time for the shop. Before doing anything, let's see if there's anything amazing. +2 piercing every time your quiver is reloaded is also really, really, really good. We're actually going to take that and then we're going to start removing. We're going to remove probably the red arrow. And we still got enough to remove again. And we can only remove 1 at a time. That's okay. We'll take cherry instead. Give multi-arrow 1 every 2 turns. And then look at the row. We got 3 treasure chests in a row. We've got 2 max tier things. We can get 5 piercing to all arrows. We'll also get tipsy 5, but I'll absolutely take that. We're going to be really, really, really strong again. And then the Big Knight Helmet is also a top tier relic. It gives 2 shield for every 5 platforms destroyed. Given the amount of piercing we have and the amount more piercing we're going to get, this is going to be stupidly strong. And then we're going to take Knight Helmet. Give 1 shield for every 5 platforms destroyed. We do need some toughness because we do take double damage still. I cannot forget that. But the reflection arrow now has 13 piercing, so when I want to hit a spider, we can hit a spider, even with my tipsy abilities. And we reflected everything back at the idiots. The gold sword can also get going, because that's going to add strength, and strength isn't something we need, but it's certainly something we want. We're already one-shotting probably everything ever. This arrow will get going too. That didn't necessarily have to hit anything, but that's just going to start adding piercing to our abilities. Like, we're already up to 60 strength. And we're already doing double damage before that. And the stats are just going to keep going up and up. We're now up to 80 strength. This is going to do 320 damage with 22 piercing. And if that battle had gone on longer, that number would have got even stupider. Now we're going to fight a piece of garlic, which is the boss. So we're starting with a piercing arrow right away. So we'll hopefully be able to pierce right on through to him. Even with our tipsiness, yep, we did manage to get to him, and that's going to start our piercing adventure. He will spawn a lot of bats and try and hit us with those though, which is going to get pretty annoying. So we're going to try and get some damage on him because he's going to be the biggest troublemaker of all. Though when the bats get to this lane, they will be doing double damage. Plus they give us the bat arrows, which are really just here to annoy us and work for the enemy. But I still got a pretty good gap through to him. We've also destroyed a lot in the middle there. This is the reflection arrow, so it's going to give them something to reflect on. The next 3 attacks on me are going to go straight back at the bats. Ooh, the gold sword arrow is also a good one to fire. You're going to do 20 damage to me, so let's see if we can get through to you, which we could. So our strength is going to go up, our damage is up, we're still generating shield. We got to waste a bat arrow here. Oh, we can actually kill things with that. Even our useless garbage bat arrows are like a nuclear bomb at this point. So the reflection arrow has 33 piercing already. So we're just going to fire that sort of generally in his direction. Was hoping that would actually make it to him. But the bats are going to get reflected upon. He's got 1 HP. Oh, Bartholomew over there actually has 300 HP. So we're going to fire the magic golden piercing arrow. I wonder if I can actually come down on him from this side. Let's try that. I actually would be able to. But now we're going to add 4 piercing every turn. Okay, so wooden arrows up to 35 piercing with 320 strength. Oh, and there's a lot of arrows. So there you go. Those arrows stop for nothing. This is going to be a fun build. The bat arrows, we'll see if we can hit anything at all. I think we keep healing him when we fire those. Maybe when we're hitting the enemies, I'm not sure. But we'll be able to take him out in 1 hit if we get him cleanly. So I'm thinking maybe right about not quite there. My senses are never wrong. We've one-shotted him. Now it's just a few bats. So bat arrow, go. That's actually fun to fire now. That's usually complete garbage. Alright, so the gold sword arrow is 720 with 64 piercing. I think that's enough to finish off the bat. And that arrow is going to keep flying and flying and flying, destroying everything in its path. This is fun. Lantern gives 1 additional arrow and relic to choose from. I think the default character starts with that, but we'll take the extra choices. And now we move on to the dungeon, where we still refuse to wear a shirt. So it would be nice to hit a shop on the way down there. There's one on both sides and a third one there. We'll make lots of money by there, but I think we're going to stick to the right side based on what we're seeing. So even at our base, before we've done anything, we have a lot of piercing. Golden sword arrow, we need to level that up. I didn't realize it was only level 2. You know what? Let's just let the arrows fly for now. The piercing arrow is definitely one we need to get going because that's going to keep stacking up the piercing endlessly. That's going to feel really good for us. The enemies will also start to add up quite a bit though, so we need to make sure we're keeping going on getting closer to them. But we do have 24 shield. Great poison though, which isn't great. Ooh, the piercing arrow's back. So we're not really going to necessarily do a lot of damage to him, but we're going to add piercing every turn. So the gold sword arrow is up to 280 strength with 24 piercing, which means we're going to take advantage and just destroy some platforms. We get coins for doing so. Rather, we get coins for reloading. That's what we were working on. That's why I need to remove arrows so we can reload more often. We'll remove some of the boring, less exciting arrows. This is actually one of them, believe it or not, even though it's now capable of doing that. But we always need better. So we're going to move here and then go to the middle treasure chest. Oh, this guy. I remember this guy. Right, here you go. That got all the way through to him in 1 shot. Then we're going to hit reflect on ourselves. Can we? Oh yeah, we're tipsy. I remember. Oh, I didn't actually mean to kill him in my defense. That was actually an accident. I do also need to upgrade my sword arrow just to make sure that's pulling its weight. Although I'm pretty sure it is. Then we'll take a relic, which is just in fact a relic. Let's start each combat with 10 shield. I know some of these we're probably going to take lots of damage right off the bat. And it's definitely a game where, as strong as you feel, things can and will hurt you quite quickly. We missed the spider. Nothing a little piercing arrow won't fix. That hit him for 24 damage only. But we're going to add piercing every round. Plus our big sword. That finished him off, and we're going to add a lot of strength every round. Kind of starting to make a mockery of this already. But look at all the money we're getting. Just need to turn on my reload rate. I was starting to feel strange because normally this takes a lot longer, and then I realized like just quite how strong we are, so we don't need to fire a million arrows to kill these things. We just need like a single arrow, and then they're dead. And then we get another relic. Hopefully it's a top tier one. Well, since we're looking for a reload build, strength quiver. Give 20 strength every time your quiver is reloaded. So these guys are going to be a little bit harder to reach initially. Never mind. We killed 2 of them. And we put reflect on. I'm actually going to try and pierce through a bunch of that. Wow. These arrows are getting so stupidly strong. Mostly just because I wanted to collect some extra coins and whatnot. Coins are power. Nutshot, to be fair, I was actually aiming for bats and didn't hit a single one. We got so much shield though, they actually still can't hurt me, and this arrow is going to be a weapon of mass destruction in my hands. And then we'll put this bat out of its misery. I don't know how much damage we did there, but I'm sure it was a lot. Ooh, and then we get an elite battle, which is another mimic who goes happily hopping away. On this one, I'm actually just going to punch straight through to it. We already have. I thought that would take at least another turn or two. 280 HP is quite a lot, and it's basically already dead. These, I'm actually maybe just going to launch over there, actually. I didn't mean to kill that. I wanted some of those coins. We're going to have more chance for better relics and rewards. Speaking of rewards, here's another chest. Blue feathers, interesting. Dodge and reflect status are not removed at the end of your turn. Yes, I do believe I have a reflect arrow. So we'll be able to put that to use. And then we're going to do some gambling.
I've created a mixture to enhance arrows. Would you like to try?
Yes. Try it on the wooden arrow. Hopefully it just dissolves. Your arrow has been upgraded. Thank you. I'm going to remove that shortly. I just didn't trust her. I actually hoped it would destroy the arrow, because that's what I want to get rid of. Making our way down to these guys is actually going to be reasonably difficult. So to speak. But we did manage to hurt them, but our piercing is going to go up from here, and so is our strength as well. So, yeah, we actually managed to stick that into them. But it should be an easy street. This battle can actually be really hard. They're spreading, like, thorn things around, too. So we'll put some reflect on. They'll have a lot of trouble getting us if they got to get reflected on first. Like that. Now for my newly upgraded wooden arrow, we're just going to, I don't know, just spray everything. Yep, there we go. We killed one, nearly 2 of them just with a random spray. I'm sure every time I hit one of the thorn things, I take damage. I just can't be bothered to care at this point. So once they're done all their little odds and ends, we're going to stick an arrow into him, which will easily kill him. 567. This one on the front is not going to last very long. Do I want to try and get any more coins? It's not really worth it at this point. So we'll go like that. Kill everyone. I guess we'll visit a campfire. I'm not entirely sure why. But then it's time for a shop where we can finally remove an arrow and get more reloads and therefore much stronger. So we'll remove an arrow for only 30. Now we're going to only have 3 arrows in our arsenal. That's definitely all we need. We're also going to get poison microdose, and receiving poison, the amount is halved. That's actually big. Spawn 5 poison platforms each combat. Okay. Big quiver. Gives 5+ piercing when you have 20 more arrows in your quiver. That's not going to happen, so I'm not going to bother, even with all my money. Flail deals double damage to enemies with weakness. Sure. Gotta spend all this money on something, and then we're going gambling again. Dave here is sick. We could do the thing where we need to get really close to him. I don't want to sacrifice HP right now. It would be a shame to lose his build to something that's silly. What we will do is start an elite battle. Ooh, this will be a good one. So we're going to start with this arrow with 22 piercing. Something like that. To hit as much as we can, and that's also going to start to add to the rest of our piercing. We got lots of shield already, so I'm not that worried. This is going to be great because we reload every 3 arrows. Let's start with the reflect maybe, because they are going to start to hit us with different stuff. I'm actually going to aim for one of the zombies near the back. That's not really going to work anyway, but yeah, we did actually get him. And whatever they fired us now is going to be reflected. And they're starting to add the poison, which is why I'm glad I got the poison haver thing, because the poison will add up quickly and absolutely destroy us. Gold arrow sword time. Let's finish off the zombie right there if we can, so he doesn't hit us. Now our strength is going to go up stupidly fast. Not only every turn, but every reload, which is right now. This just takes so long because they're doing so many buffs and debuffs and everything. I just want to fire back. But we did just add 60 strength, and I wasn't paying attention to how much piercing this is, but I'm sure it's a lot. And we got 3 reflect, so the 3 zombies attacking us are going to get reflected on. I guess we'll go for the golden sword arrow next. We should probably get that guy. He's really starting to do some damage. Wow, that was embarrassing. We entirely missed. But that's okay. We're going to fire the piercing arrow. That's got 36 piercing on it. So let's see if we can just punch through all the way mostly to him. That way when we're ready, we can kill him quickly. The healing platforms we destroyed also healed us for a lot, but some of these zombies are starting to do a lot, so they've got to die. Like, these are all going to hit for 10, 10, and 6, so that's actually a large portion of my health. So it's time to finish them off. So a little bit of Reflect will help take care of at least one of them. The Reflect will also help me avoid some of that damage. The Golden Sword Arrow is 840 with 41 piercing. Him down the end is clearly going to do a lot of damage, so let's remove him. We're still going to take a lot of damage here. This is why I should take it seriously. This is just a piercing arrow, so it's not actually going to hurt anything, which is starting to get a little bit scary. But if we destroy enough debris around, hopefully we'll be able to hurt them with that. Or we could hit some healing platforms as well. Either way, we got some damage coming our way. A lot of damage. Okay, the reflect arrows are going out. What we need to do is stop missing easy shots. There's a thorns thing right in front of me. I'm a little scared to hit that. Maybe if I go like that actually and hit the... I might be able to heal and sneak that past him. I think we're okay because we're going to reflect now. This was actually stupidly close. So that's going right back at him. It's not going to hurt him, but it's not going to damage us. Now we're going to fire our strength sword again. Hopefully actually hitting a zombie this time. So if we fire that maybe there. Got him. 12 damage coming back our way. We still have reflect, so we're okay. Although this is just a piercing arrow, it does have 82 pierce on it though. I just need to be careful where I shoot it, but I think I can get some healing if I land it right. That's what I'm going to go for at least. Something like that. Then I can maybe drop some debris on him anyway. Yeah, they gave us tons of HP actually. This battle was way closer than it should have been. So that will go over his head. Let's try, I don't know, there. Okay, that finished off him. This guy's doing 0 damage. Not sure why. So he's pretty useless. So since he's being useless, let's just take out some more healing platforms to get some HP back. I mean, we might as well. Some of those thorns might have hurt us as well. But there's only a few healing platforms left. But that's still not going to stop me. Up to 100 HP. We went from basically losing to basically full health. So it's time. We finished him off. 144 gold. I don't really like any of these, so we're going to re-roll that. We have lots of money to re-roll with. I'm actually going to take Purple Cape. 1 reflection every 5 turns. But that doesn't wear off because of our other artifact. Do we need to heal? Yeah, we might as well. Then it's time for some gambling, which will simply be a relic. Let's take Falling Debris, causes more damage to enemies. We're using that. They're pretty good effect so far. Apparently we're just going to the whole Dave is sick again. We're going to leave Dave to die very slowly on his own without annoying me.
No one will miss Dave.
Alright, back to the multiplying zombie lane thing. So we're going to start by adding some piercing every turn. And while we're at it, some extra strength. You can never have too much of that. And then we'll add a reflect after that. I guess some of the debris flew off the wall and hit him and actually did quite a bit of damage. Look at all of our stats add up though. Like we're getting so much just because we reloaded. I'm going to add a little bit more reflect back in because obviously we don't want to take damage if we can help it. 110 HP is not nearly as much as it sounds like. Let's see if we can get the piercing arrow through. Yeah, we definitely tore through some of that wall. So the golden sword arrow is already up to 440 strength with 29 pierce, which is enough to destroy anything. These first 2 guys are doing double damage. It would actually be smarter to kill the second one. Or, you know, we could kill neither and look even worse. Wow, that's actually a lot of damage coming in. Okay, yeah, I've got to take this seriously. We have 42 shield, but they're doing more. So let's put some reflect back on and kill him. So we got 3 reflects, so we won't take any damage. I mean, we're going to be fine. The longer this goes on for, the stronger we're going to do anyway. So let's go ahead and get debris on him. I was hoping he would die from that. But we're now going to add 6 piercing at the start of every turn. That's so stupidly strong. So the gold sword arrow, 960 strength, 49 piercing. So I could actually just fire up over everyone. I was hoping to just rain debris down on everyone. Didn't work as well as I thought. So whenever they're done shielding up or whatever, I will fire back. They can shield all they want. They can't defend against my power anymore. Okay, so I wanted that zombie to die because he was going to do way more damage. This guy does 0 because he has weakness 56. Golden sword arrow can go way over there. Wow, we got 2 of them. We got the back 2. I thought it would only get the first one. I don't think they'll move up. I think only when a zombie dies in the first parcel will the rest of them disappear. That was super piercing to get all the way to the back. We're up to 100 piercing. This is 2300 strength. With 99 piercing. Like, I'm pretty sure that can go, yeah, right across the entire everything. Takes out every wall in its way. 2540 strength with 107 piercing. So, like, there's nothing that can stop us. I should have got the artifact that gives us max HP for tower destroyed. I think that guy just dissolved. He just got scared and went away. Alright, well, we'll put him out of his misery. Never mind, we'll miss. I got caught up aiming for the coins. And that'll about do it. And then I remember they just give us arrows, and our arrows are already stupidly strong. But a relic gives 50 max HP, sure. That will allow us to be just a little stupider. Ooh, gives +2 piercing if you have 5 or less arrows in your quiver, which I do. I guess we could also get 2 coins at the start of every turn. There's no reroll option here, so we'll just have to keep going. Time for a boss fight. This boss has 1500 HP and lots of slimes in the way. We're going to start with the piercing arrow. That is 24 piercing by default anyway. As long as there's slimes alive, you can't hurt the boss. So we'll start building up all of our piercing and everything else we can, including strength. We're about to take a lot of damage though, so let's put some reflect on, and that's going to help keep us alive. And if they actually take 14 damage back, that's actually a considerable chunk of their HP. This will start building us up some strength and also eliminating that slime. I'm only using 3 arrows to do this, but they are obnoxiously strong with all of our relics. They will fire like up to 40 damage at a time at us though, so we do need to be careful. Which is why I get a reflect arrow. We'll throw a little more strength down while also eliminating that slime. And then our piercing will also continue to build up. It feels weird to have one of my arrows actually stop now, because the prior rounds they just kept going and going and going. We killed him simply with debris. Didn't mean to do that. So we'll see if we can hit the witch over there. We did very lightly. I don't think we actually hit her with any arrows. We hit her with debris. That's probably perfectly fine. Okay, I managed to get through to him as well. We put 3 reflect back on. Oh, they're putting up their annoying thorn walls everywhere too. But that's okay. The longer this battle goes on for, the stronger we get. And we get ridiculously stronger as time goes on. I'm actually going to fire another piercing arrow out just to, because I can really. And all the debris hitting things will also help. But we're getting 5 piercing every turn. Plus 45 strength and whatever else. We'll get some reflect going, just because we don't need to take any damage. Then our golden sword arrow, which will absolutely destroy that guy. And we'll fire the piercing arrow out again. Even the debris, we're managing to accidentally kill things constantly. Out go the reflect arrows. That guy was so lucky. That thing so much as scraped him. Even the air going by from it probably would have murdered him. A little golden arrow won't hurt that. So she summoned new friends. Yeah, I can't hurt her so long as the summons are out. But if I want to get rid of the summons, I just go like that. I killed 2 of them, one of which was a large obnoxious knight. I think she's able to debuff me though. She keeps taking away my gold piercing, but not as fast as we can add it on. So we'll be perfectly fine. I didn't see how much piercing this had, but I assume it's quite a lot considering all the bricks it just tore through. Golden sword will take care of the rest of that. It's funny how like pierce proof the people are though, considering I'm going through like 800 meters of bricks. As soon as it hits a person though, it stops. That arrow is quite strong. Need to get a clean shot on... Well, this is a piercing arrow. This won't work. That's okay. If that had been any other arrow, she would have been evaporated. But this is interesting. We're getting to see different enemies now. So 1624 damage, 68 piercing. Is that enough to make it to oof down here? It sure was. And we'll get some more piercing going. And the debris will also hit quite a lot. Guess we're going with the golden sword. So hopefully we get the right one to spawn so I can actually get a shot on her. Otherwise we're waiting for more spawns, which we might get anyway. Yay, back to the slimes. I feel like I should just be timing this, managing my arrows better. But that's fine, I've got time. Nowhere else to be in the world. 63 piercing, I think that was 2000-ish damage, which is enough to really massacre everything. Multi-arrow would also help here a lot. Unfortunately, we only have 1 arrow with multi-arrow and it doesn't show up very often. Not when we need it to. When we fire, like I could hit the slime and then her and this would all be done. But we'll take our time and do it slowly. Slime is dead. Can I shoot on her now? Can I have an arrow? Yeah, we sure can. 2000 damage, 81 piercing. I just gotta be sure not to miss. I'm pretty sure that is bullseye. One shot the boss. Very, very, very satisfying. That was a ludicrously strong build. I could have sat there for 10 hours and got even stronger.